Triple H versus TKO. So, per Jonathan Coachman, of all people, he has said, I'm paraphrasing, but he'll be shocked that Triple H has 18 months left in running WWE. And I'm going to play a clip of him explaining the pecking order when it comes to WWE.
On Coach and Bro Show is how everything is laid out. And you can kind of take the power struggle from the people that the names that are on the revenue that they had to report as big companies do. And on the report, Ari was the number one guy. He is the guy. He also runs 2 or 3 other things that they run. It gets very complicated. But for this discussion, The Rock got anywhere from 30 to 45 million in the last year to come back and be on the board of directors. So on their financials, you've got Ari, you've got another name, and then you got Vince McMahon. And then below Vince, because Vince still owns third most stock options or pieces of stock in the company. Most people don't realize that. So then you keep going down. There's only about 8 names on the list, and there's Dwayne Johnson, and then you got Nick Khan, the president of WWE. The one name that's not on there is Paul Levesque. It's Triple H. And from my time there and my time with The Rock, I know for a fact that he does not get along with Triple H. That does not go away. They've always been butting heads for years and years for a lot of different reasons. And I actually like Triple H a lot. He's always been nice to me. He's kind of a ball buster, but that's okay. But now with this dynamic with Vince being pushed out, now Triple H is the old school guy. He's the guy, and at his core, he's an old school wrestling guy. The reason I said on my show there's a big power struggle, well, first of all, I've talked to 2 people close to the situation. And they've told me, but I can't tell you who they are, but I've got really good intel. Also, look at everything, John, that played out the last 3 months, if you really look at it. And fans love to read headlines, don't they? I call them marks for a reason. They read, I've been getting crushed over one quote I made about Bayley 3 weeks ago when it was an 8-minute discussion. And that's why I hate dirt sheets. But Rock comes back at Elimination Chamber. We thought it was going to be this great lead up to the greatest heel turn in the history of the business. Did you think that? I thought that.
Yes.
Yeah. So we don't see The Rock at all. They do shows overseas to facilitate Cena and his movie schedule. But not only do we not see The Rock doesn't tweet. He doesn't post. And we know nobody uses social media better than The Rock to promote things that he is in. Remember a year ago when he was part of the whole Cody thing, he was posting 10, 12-minute videos on Instagram.
Those are awesome, yeah.
Nothing, remember? So I encourage fans, do a little homework. Don't just go look at a headline on a website and go, oh, that must be true. Because when you look at this situation and The Rock's getting, let's say, $40 million to be on the board of directors. Johnny, if you and I were on the board of directors of a company and they had their biggest event of the year, and they've got 100 million fans subscribed to YouTube. They've got 100 million fans on Twitter, on Instagram. Don't you think that you should at least post during the week of said event? Is that too much to ask? Right?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Yep. Not a post. Not only did he have a post, the 3 posts he had within those 5 days was on Project Rock and his Under Armour shoe. So if you go to look at his Twitter, that's all that was there. That's intentional. That's intentional. Because then he doesn't tweet the night of for a main event storyline that he started. And then it got worse. He went on Pat McAfee after Cena went on Monday. And the other part that I don't agree with right now when it comes to the WWE is that TKO, who's their owners, they want to make it an entertainment product. Vince never would have allowed this. And I got to believe at his core, Triple H doesn't agree with it. Because now they're saying when these guys are on the show, they're the character. When they're off the show, they're just a regular person. That's not how wrestling works. Like, I'm the coach 24/7. Now, do we know it's choreographed? Of course we do, Giant. Of course we do. But I don't want it shoved down my throat that it is. So when The Rock doesn't show up, Cena goes on Pat McAfee, and he's baby facing the fans after he just won the title as a heel. He should have still been a heel. And then 24 hours later, The Rock shows up on McAfee, but couldn't be in Vegas, and then gives a flimsy excuse of, I've got my own things going on. Wouldn't even be specific. And then he tells us that Ari asked him to come to Toronto because ticket sales were down. He didn't say, I came there to help with the storyline. He didn't say, hey, we had this planned out. He said, I came to help with ticket sales. Oh, and by the way, we decided to do the heel turn.
All right.
So that's Coach admitting that this guy's a piece of dirt.
All right. So, thoughts on the potential of a Triple H versus TKO / The Rock power struggle?
Man, I hope it don't get there because I'm like you. I'm a Hunter fan, but if Hunter's not involved, I'm out. And if he's not involved, I think it's the downfall. Quick. It's a quick downfall. I think they got a cool 2 months where like, all right, we were just doing this, and then they're gonna fuck it up.
Yeah, so I don't even know what a WWE would look like without Triple H. My whole existence, Triple H has been a part of WWE. So him
Backlash,
not,
baby. 2K.
him not even running them, because this is all we asked for since we saw what he did with NXT. Now, Coach said he gives Triple H. Triple H might not be around in 18 months, and it's just like the whole entire power struggle between. Like I said, we don't know what happened last year with The Rock and Cody Roman thing. We don't know all of the behind the scenes details, except The Rock took all the credit, and I'm gonna give The Rock his own clip for this.
Shut up, bitch!
Give him his own clip for that. So. We don't know what went on behind the scenes with that, but The Rock made the best of it. If he pushed back against it, he made the best of it. We got the final ball, some of the best stuff we got in years as wrestling fans. Got casual fans back, and got casual fans back. Got the hardcore fans invested. But I'm terrified to see what a WWE will look like without Triple H. Unless Shawn Michaels is running it, I'm terrified. And I know you've seen like
if Hunter's out, he's.
Yeah. Sean's out too. But I know you've seen like the memes of like Triple H's WWE like championships, Triple H's WWE, The Rock's WWE, Rikishi's WWE.
Not the best memes ever done.
Yeah. So it's basically all the Samoans are world champions or whatever. It's just something I'm not looking forward to, and I don't really even want to put it into the universe, but I just want to talk about. I thought it was like really interesting of Triple H potentially not being a part of WWE. I'm not sure how credible Coach's sources are, because Coach had a source.
He in the company. He can go fuck himself. Yo, Coach, shout out to you. Shout out to what you did. Yeah. Commentators, your backstage stuff, cool.
Coach had a source.
In the company, your source is as good as Aaron's.
Coach had a source that Britt Baker was signing with WWE, and as of now, that's been debunked. Allegedly, she has a year or two left on her deal, and she is not signed with WWE. But not showing his sources. All I need but we'll have to wait and see.
Britt, I miss you. Fucking Tony, put her back on my fucking TV. Give her all the straps.
But he did make valid points of like the pecking order. There's Ari, Vince, Rock, and Nick Khan, and Triple H is not there. So Triple H isn't atop of the board as those other people are. So if there's a way to kind of get him out,
when he's naming those people, he's naming people all TKO and it's just WWE.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that. I think it was Carl Anderson said it's not WWE anymore. It's TKO. And I'm gonna ask you about that. What are your thoughts on what TKO has done so far?
Man, I don't care about any of these advertisements on the ring mat. I don't care about them going to Netflix. Honestly, I think the company's up and it's hot. Like, overall, I think it's better. I'm talking. There are more casual people talking about the company than there has been in the past 10 years. So I got no issue with what TKO is doing.
Yeah, but as far as TKO, like I said, I could do without the ads because wrestling was the one thing I could watch without watching but well, granted, WWE ran ads. It was a walking commercial, but it's not as in your face. Well, I can't even say that.
But I always go
can't say
back to
that.
like you and me, we were WWF kids. But if we were maybe a little more southern, like WCW had all that stuff on the ring mat. So it's like, okay, cool. Like it offends us because we're WWF fans who saw a clean slate. But I bet everybody in the South don't really give a damn because they grew up off that.
Yeah. So for me, like I said, I had to stop myself because I'm lying because WWE was a walking commercial, just not with like ads on the ring. Now, so I didn't mind it because like WWE.
Remember the blimp? Where'd that blimp go? Remember when they're like, what arena did they go to with the roof?
I remember what you're talking about. I don't remember what company sponsored it, but I do remember it. But I'm not mad about
some old. I think it was a Fully Loaded. I saw that. I said to Valentino, I was like, you don't know what that is. It's like,
it might have been 99 or 98 because I do remember we did watch it. But I said, I'm not mad about the ring stuff because, like, granted, like if you watch WCW, they used to have the pay-per-view thing on the match, Slim Jim or whatever the hell on the ring. So I can get over that.
Jacksonville do it. I know we want to hate them, but
now the presentation of it, I've grown to like it because, like, it kind of like granted, it takes forever. Every company has their formula how they do things. Like Vince had his way of doing things. Triple H had his way of doing things. TKO's way of doing things. They try to make it feel like a real thing where like you show the people coming in like when the show starts opposed to like pre-show, whatever. You get everybody walking into the ring and that's the start. That's the start of the walking into the building. That's like how you start the show. Whatever. It's a good presentation element of it. I do think they've done a really good job. I know people complain as far as like ticket pricing or whatever, but I don't really go to shows except unless it's a pay-per-view, so I can't really speak on that. But I think TKO has actually done a really good job. Now, I said, the ads I think are getting out of control. Like, why is there an ad on a table? Like, come on, like, why is there an ad
on the gimmicks? Yeah,
on a gimmick table? Like, come on, like, get that the fuck out of here. I don't need all that. But I think TKO has done a good job because from what they and also from what we know, they've pretty much stayed out of Triple H's way, which is a good thing.